club going up on a Tuesday. Got you.
Yo, welcome to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar
on a Tuesday.
Salud.
Salud.
Oh, my mic sounds nice.
Stop saying the I. Sai is no
Salud. Salud.
There you go. Just say salad with
Salud.
Put a U at the end of salad instead of the A in salad.
Okay, English teacher. Yo, the mics are
It's a
are
Spanish
great today.
teacher, motherfucker. That's your problem. You keep thinking it's English.
Salud is not Spanish. It's Italian. It's a big difference.
It's Latin. And it's
Latin.
Spanish, and it's a very similar word in Italian as also because they're Latin languages,
But it's not Spanish.
Romance languages.
It's not Spanish.
No, but they share similar words.
Yeah, but I'm just letting this nigga know that it's not Spanish. Since he want to jump all in there.
Latin is Spanish.
Latin is not Spanish. Latin is the beginning of all English words.
No, it's all Spanish words.
No, Latin?
Yeah, because English words are English.
No, but Latin is the
Darn
beginning
old.
of. I took Latin all through high school.
So
they taught you wrong.
So
it's not
Latin
the
to
first time.
Spanish.
Didn't you take history?
So-
Didn't they
so
teach
mo-
you wrong there
Most
too?
medical terminology is written through
so
Latin.
those languages are derived from Latin.
Not English is not derived from Latin.
Well,
Well, first of all, the English language is
believe it.
evolving, right? So
I'm
it's
not
it's a collage, a composite of a lot of stuff, but a lot of it is derived out of the Latin.
thank you.
Yeah, a lot of the words, English language. Yeah,
If you look at
Some
most of the
places-
definitions of
I
words-
know, but he
I'm
was
looking it
saying it
up.
was English.
What?
right, exactly.
I said,
So-
I said what was English?
Salute,
No, I didn't
Salud.
say. I was just call him an English teacher. That's all.
right?
Hey, I
Because he
wasn't
was using
necessarily-
the word salad. Okay, all right.
salad. Ooh, he
It's
said
good.
salad.
The English language is like very odd because, like I said, our language is probably the worst language. Maybe it's easier because we just take anything and add it to our language. You know what I'm saying? We make our own rules up.
You're supposed to.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
We are different.
We steal words from everywhere.
So according to Wikipedia, English is a West Germanic language that originated from Anglo-Frisian dialects brought to Britain in the mid-5th to 7th century. So they are not. There are some Latin words based in
Well, I'm saying a lot of the English language words are derived from Latin words.
If you look at most of the medical terminology words, they originate from Latin words.
and
they're written in Latin, so lay people can't understand and read prescriptions on purpose. It's like a code.
But
well, yeah, I get that.
well,
And-
good point.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then there's Old English, but you gotta understand that language does go back generationally, right? So
Yes.
so
But the roots of English.
what you're talking about is it's regular Greek, and then there's an ancient Greek. You know what I'm saying? There's like a whole other kind of a language. It just keeps going. You know, so it's
boy, the conversation here when we sober is so whack.
Drink the day early.
We're talking about.
we just clarify some things. You know,
Very.
We're talking about
Petty,
grammar.
petty.
exactly.
Because this motherfucker can't say
Irregardless.
Damn, my teeth is looking like really white.
Salud.
Salud. Salud.
Salud.
Salud. There you go.
So Ron want everybody to know he got his teeth cleaned. All right.
No, I was just looking at it right there. They like, bam. You know what I'm saying? They like,
You looking at yourself again?
yeah. I like. I try not to because sometimes I'll be like, I don't like the way I look on there. But then I'm like,
I like the Beijing.
Same here.
oh, it's not Beijing. I dyed my beard.
You did?
I dyed my.
So
I
it's
dyed
dye in his, stubbles.
I dyed it jet black.
Okay, that's cool.
So that's
what-
how I look.
It actually took
With
you.
what, with Sharpie?
It actually made you look 2
With a
years
Sharpie?
younger.
2 years younger. Y'all so mean.
Did you do the challenge?
You look 2 years younger.
I did do the challenge. I did the 10-year challenge, and I don't look much different.
I need to do it, but I have to find a picture of me 10 years ago.
Oh,
When did you start Facebook?
09. But I deleted a lot of those pictures for I just
you
felt like they
deleted
were,
your profile.
No, but like your
Go on
first picture.
your first profile picture.
Your first picture.
should be still in
probably
there.
on there. It's probably on
Yeah.
there.
Mine
So you
wasn't.
go back.
Mine wasn't. For
Yours
some reason.
wasn't?
No.
Thank God. So, but
I don't remember what mine was, so
I
I'm pretty
remember.
Sure it was. No, you don't.
They give you there's this thing. I want to say it's a time machine or something that you can do to go back to your first post and your first picture.
Yeah, because I don't really post.
it's a way to do it.
pictures, so.
If you go to your settings, in the settings, there's a section that says activity. In the activity, it'll tell you where.
I saw
You
one.
look by year.
I saw one dude that did his. It was quite funny. He put a picture of a sperm and then put his picture from that back in the day. That was kind of funny. So.
Nice.
Oh, they did one with Sammy Sosa when he was playing
when he was
baseball,
playing.
and then they had one with just white,
It was a white screen.
white screen.
Yo, I don't understand what he did to himself, and he's proud about that.
Well, a lot of
people
people in your culture do that, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Not necessarily,
But he looks ridiculous,
It's
man.
scary.
Like
it's
like
a few though.
If your
I'd
mom
say
birthed
scary.
you, you know, and you look a certain way, and then you just
Society
take
puts
all
pressure
the
on you
pigment
to
out of
look
your
a certain way.
skin.
But what did he
Well,
have
you
bad
feel-
skin problems before? I don't remember.
I don't know if he has skin problems, but I know he looks to do that on purpose. What he did,
He did it on purpose.
I mean, he looked like
This
a ghost,
nigga
like
look
pale. Like,
yeah, this nigga look like this.
But
He looks just like this.
he
but
looks
even
exactly like it, right?
but even his clothes changed. Like he started wearing like pimp suits and like when
yeah,
he
like,
dressed like
he
that.
looks like he's dressing like
Well,
he's a.
you're older and you're retired. Most of the time you see
He was
him
young and
when
rich, so
he's-
he wore whatever he wanted to.
Yeah,
What's those bands called? A Maritza band.
Mariachi?
Mariachi.
He's dressed like he's in a mariachi band.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how he be. You know what I'm saying? Those suits and broderie and stuff.
can we get a picture of what's his name again? Sammy
Sammy
Sosa.
Sosa.
Can you pull that up? Are you technically able to do that? What,
Yeah, the white one.
Both of them.
before we went the 9 year to the, but
Self-hate.
I mean, look. Can you think of like let's do Little Kim? That would be hot for 9 years.
Terrible.
No kidding. Yeah, she looks bad too.
Oh
She looked bad 9 years ago, and she
no,
she
9
looked
years
bad
ago
now.
she was. No
Yeah, she looked bad 9 years ago too.
You think
She-
so?
She did.
Yeah, about 10 years.
That's when it started.
Yeah.
It started early 2000s.
You think so?
She got all the
did.
stuff done to her face. She was all that.
I mean, I was
Plastic surgery.
Yeah.
I don't think, but I think somehow or another they came to her body came to a equal equilibrium or something. Cause she don't look half bad now.
No, she still has a crazy, ridiculous small waist.
No, she looks much better now, her face wise. Yeah,
don't know.
I think she look. If you look at it, she has a new video out, a new song out. Well, it's not new; it came out last year, and she looked really good in the video.
You know what? I don't know if y'all realize.
Look at this, man. Look at this BS.
Oh dear God!
There we go.
He looks like a clown.
Oh, let's take a moment and have a silent prayer. Pastor, can you lead us?
Yeah,
He don't even look like the same person. He looked like he running from
No,
somebody.
he looked like the same person. He just
No,
looked-
he
look like
don't.
He's sick. He looks sick.
Yeah.
He's
And-
pink.
and
So you think he did that on purpose?
he did. He's proud of
He's
it because the bleaching is a big thing.
Sometimes.
He's in Dominican Republic.
No,
Yeah,
something's
he's
going
Dominican.
on.
Dominican, right?
Yeah.
From the Dominican
In
Republic. yeah.
Jamaica and Africa.
That's
I know
a big
it's
thing.
Jamaica.
Af-
Af-
Africa's
do
big.
it.
in
People
Africa.
really be trying to bleach their
Brazil.
skin, man, because I mean they understand white privilege.
I mean, I got a few mocks I wouldn't mind bleach, but I'm just saying I couldn't do like the whole.
It's not even just white privilege. It's just colorism within races too. So.
But the other thing,
Well,
though,
that's
but
deep.
my
White
thing is
privilege. You
that
think that's why he
if
did
you're
that?
not naturally that color, it's still not quite that, right? Like a naturally light skinned Jamaican or Dominican who's light skinned. Yeah, they're lighter, right? But if you bleach yourself from dark, it doesn't look the same.
So, are
So you look like a whole nother
Right.
group. Like
But they use emotion, not logic.
Wow. But you guys familiar with? You remember the
What you-
Thriller video? The lead character, the woman in the Thriller video.
Michael Jackson, yeah, I heard.
If you
Ola Ray.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was the lead character, the lead girl in.
the lead, well, Michael was the lead character, but his love interest in the Thriller
Was
video.
Ola Ray,
Yeah.
right?
Ola Ray.
Oh.
If you can find a picture of Ola Ray,
She did it too.
you should see her. She's like a total different person. It's really creepy.
But I think
Ola
she
Ray,
probably had a
2019.
lot of makeup in Thriller video.
Michael Jackson
You think
bothers
she
me
was
too,
darker?
man. Like
She was. How you spell her name?
OLA, I think, and I think it's Ray R.
I saw a lady in the hair store today. She was.
She looked really pale.
Her
Michael
hands and knuckles didn't. Her little black.
But
marks
maybe
on the
she had
knuckles
that what you call it?
No, it's a bleaching cream. It's
Huh?
a big deal. They like it.
I don't think people doing that.
They
here.
sell. Trust me.
They sell.
They sell.
I was in Dubai, and they actually had
Well,
these
yeah, Dubai,
masks,
but not here.
right?
it.
Where they
Not
were
as much.
they were like face masks, but they lightened up your skin.
wow.
What's her name has been guilty? Black China has been guilty of doing that.
Black China. But Charlamagne said no. He said he had.
He has hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
He did it. He said that Charlamagne said he did it to. But he said he did it before to make himself even.
Look at her skin.
Right.
But she looks like
Michael Jackson
10 years
did
ago.
it.
She looked like 20 years ago and 20 years later. Okay.
That's like 30 years. All right.
But look at her. But look how light she got. She bleached her skin.
She is. She looks a little funny. They look like ghosts to me. They look funny to me. I don't know. It is. Like Michael Jackson never felt right to me after, like the Thriller record, like the record label was so iconic. The actual cover of the record was it? Yeah, Thriller. When he had that little
The curl,
mountain line on the that's like that was it. After that, everything he did to his face and stuff was like amazing.
Well,
I never was comfortable with that.
But he never said he bleached. He always said that he
Had
Reverse vitiligo.
vitiligo.
And he did not.
and you don't believe it?
He had reverse
No.
vitiligo.
Yeah, and I don't believe
Janet did it.
And I don't believe that he didn't have a thing for kids either. I mean, they try to say he didn't. I'm not trying to bring that up again, but I'm just saying he liked a lot of kids around him and sleeping in the same bed and pajamas and parties. It's like he's a grown man, right?
Yeah, like R. Kelly.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that, right?
I think it was.
People say because he missed his
Yeah.
childhood.
But
Yeah, he
I
had
don't
problems.
think he had a sexual thing for kids. I'm not going to want to believe. I just can't believe that.
Well, that's Paul Mooney said. He said, to say Michael Jackson was not a pedophile. He said, I know Michael was not a pedophile. He said,
No,
he said he might have been X-Files, but he was not a pedophile. So I was like, Paul Mooney.
And I think a lot of those situations in Michael's bad mistake, poor judgment, and then those parents knew how much he loved kids, and so they kind of like started that rumor.
And I will give him a little pass on the fact that he was not a regular person, right? Like when you're
No, he has
young
been a very
and that popular,
unique childhood.
it's an awkward life. So you do feel like you could do stuff that regular folk, you know what I'm saying? Your rules are a little different
privilege.
and off. Yeah. It's off in your mind. So I give him that much, but it happened too many times. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the first time, you get burned, you don't go back and be with have another kid.
Yeah, that's exactly what you don't do. But did y'all realize today, what we did not bring up at the beginning of the show, is Martin Luther King Jr.'s
actual birthday.
Today.
today.
But we celebrated
January
the 20th.
15th. And there's 350 days from now, it will be 2020.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Since you mentioned it.
Yeah.
350 days from now will be 2020. But why are we?
The year 2020.
He's
Okay.
Yeah. So, a year from now, it'll be next year.
basically. Exactly, yeah. So he just said that 15 days had already passed down, so we ain't 365 no more. It's like 350.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good story.
As you get older, you start realizing stuff like this because that year really not long as you feel like it is, right?
Yeah.
Like when you gotta start school, you be like, man, this is gonna be a long year. You gotta go to school every morning.
Goes by quick. And with kids, too.
Sober conversation.
grew up
is
Cool
so
story,
wild.
bro.
He said, "Hot story, bro."
when you get
Sober
older,
conversation is the worst. You guys,
Let's fix this. Go a quick break and make up drinks.
Yo, we're gonna get a little tipsy here, and this show's gonna go downhill from here. You don't have to worry. We're gonna really talk about this whole 45 situation in Hot Topics. I cannot wait. The Burger King,
Mickey
the
D's.
Mickey D. That's hilarious. Anyway, give us a call at 202-656-1BAR.
Uno.
the solitary and secretive outside.
I don't care for what they gotta say. Tony Perkins, how I dropped away. Jason Bourne with the headshot. Jason Statham with the whip game. Liam Neeson with the rescue. I go Gunner with the leather face. Bruce Campbell with the chains. Tobin Bell with the star. Anthony Hopkins, I'm eating them raw. They don't know who we are. Molly Shannon, I'm a superstar. Ride or die like a Steve Biscuit. Try to stack like Toby. John West, I don't leave a witness. Chris Paul, I'm assistant. Amir Go, Blake Griffin. Give me 48 minutes. We gon' 0-4 Pistons. Catch a feeling, Robert Ory. Only time to get the spotlight. D-Ray, how I'm top flight. Go Obama when I try mine. I'm the Black Tom Hanks. You can call me nigga Banks. Secret agent Cody Banks. Quarter pound of the dank. On the scale and it stank. Who am I in a range? I just bought a new Wraith. Nick Cage with the face off. John Travolta when I take off. Brad Pitt start a fight club. Turn the traffic to the nightclub. I'm like Prince with the white gloves. Paint a picture with the white does. Lionel Richie with the white bitch. Tried to tell it to a knife. But you never want to listen. Beat the pussy to submission. Power Queen's on a mission. Full of R&B singers. Bring it back South Central. I shine just like a pop star. MJ my initial. Kobe Bryant with the spin move. Any nigga got issues. They still with Beyonce. Turn him up. Kingpin like Jay-Z. Dance moves like JT. He's living with some dress. I just gave my nigga head. Standing on the two legs. Fuck what that nigga done said, bro. I don't fuck with no white boys. Less a nigga Shawn Mendes. I've been off and I've been dead. Bad as hell, I don't bitch back. High school, they ain't fuck with me. Now critics don't fuck with me. My own fam ain't fuck with me. But Vice Land did fuck with me. I'm the only pop star with no money. Can't drive, so I'm still running. Uber taking on my show money. But that's okay, I got more money. Not enough to get my teeth fixed. So my boyfriend in the street bitch. And the moonlight to get seasick. Did you see all that we did all the shit in a weekend. We was up for a day. Yeah, Ice Cube on a Friday. Chris Tucker on a Friday. I can say out on a Friday. Jonah Hill on a Friday. Rockin' Lil Blood Dimes. Sucked up on the highway. Police right behind me. Like a nigga so it's OJ. Okay, I don't play. Got the same last name as OJ.
not for nobody else to see. I don't care about nobody else seeing it. It's for us.
Yo, Bodie, you better run, yo. Yo, this is my corner. I ain't running nowhere.
Welcome back at WLVS Radio. You tune into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute.
Better.
My tongue is burning. I just ate a hot sausage.
That's what she said.
Pause. Like what?
Yo, y'all hear me blowing? Oh, God, it get worse.
Oh God!
Okay.
Ate a hot sausage, and we didn't hear you blow it, so you tried to do it in secrecy.
Okay.
You want us to hear you blowing?
Yo, it got me.
You was trying to show us that you was blowing.
The hot sausage?
It got me sweating and everything.
He was blowing hot
You
sausage.
sweating. Woo!
It's getting worse.
You telling
The
us.
ginger beer is not gonna help.
So, people, I am not on cocaine or anything. I know I'm just having a little drippage from the hot sausage. And,
Okay. I'm not sure why cocaine would be the first thing people think of, but okay.
Why you?
Cause you know your nose. Anyway,
Yeah.
don't forget to check out our merchandise. Dave, were you rocking it today?
Yeah, right here. You see this? This is the merchandise.
Oh, well, we do have some merchandise. Nobody's rocking it today, but it's some great merchandise. You can order these shirts. We have T-shirts, we have hats, we have jackets with this wonderful logo on it. You can order that online at openbartuesdays@gmail.com. Part of proceeds to benefit. My tongue is swollen. Local charity.
Pause.
Could y'all stop? Yeah, why everything gotta be a pause again? It's the truth.
Just stop.
Just a bunch of just drink the drink.
Okay.
Nah, don't tell him. That's what he got told when he got told eat the sausage. Just eat the sausage.
Just swallow. Hurry up.
Just eat the sausage.
At any rate, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at WLVS Radio. There you can see all the wonderful shows that WLVS has to offer. Not only this wonderful show, but other great shows, not as good as ours. But no, I'm just kidding. All the shows are great. All the shows are great here at the WLVS Radio. Yo, big out to WLVS Radio for the new studio, right?
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah, doing big things. Hip Hop Museum. It's going to be really huge.
Okay, yeah.
Salute. Of course, our drink of the day is my favorite part of the show. And I forgot the name of this drink because my tongue is swollen. But
the two don't even
Look at
correlate
face to
with
face.
one another. Jesus. You can't think because it's tongue is swollen.
The sauce was too good, huh?
anyway, this is a ginger apple martini. It's made with our choice of ginger, of course, vodka, of course. What
Tito's
type of
vodka.
Tito's vodka. Ooh, you picked it up a little bit. Tito's vodka. Along with a splash of ginger beer and a splash of cranberry apple juice for that taste. What do y'all think about the drink?
Let's try it.
It's good.
Salud.
Salute.
Salud. Ooh,
I like it. It's
making
good.
my tongue feel much better.
Not bad. Tastes like medicine.
When I looked it up, it says that combination of drinks is called a cranberry Moscow Mule.
That's true. It can be that too. But
I guess.
Looking it up.
Yeah, Moscow because it's vodka, cranberry.
And the ginger beer and the vodka make it the mule, I think.
Right.
I
That's
think
what
I
they
think, I
said.
think a mule's usually made with gin.
No,
It also has ginger beer in it.
it says cranberry.
No.
It says
it's called
ginger
Moscow
beer,
because
and
it's
it
vodka.
says, all right.
Right.
Yeah, but a regular mule, I think is whiskey. Am I right?
No.
No, you're not
No.
right because I'm looking it up.
Just a mule?
Yeah, they got a lot of different mules now,
Different
and the
mules.
mule is real popular.
I thought a mule had to be in that special cup, like the mule.
That was
cup
the first thing. The
It's-
cup
it's-
matters.
it's in those cups.
The ginger beer matters, I think, and the vodka matters. I don't
think it's vodka in the regular. I think it's whiskey.
It says
That's not really a
ultimate
mule. That's
vodka
probably a
holiday
ox.
cocktail.
Okay.
normally we use the vodka with a mule. But
It's probably an ox.
I
Yeah.
always thought it was.
I be reading.
yo, special shout out to our friend of our show, Rat Butler. Today is his birthday.
Oh.
Happy birthday! He
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Rat. I gotta call him.
Yeah, he's definitely listened to the show, and happy birthday to that brother. Yo, y'all ready for some hot topics?
Let's do it.
Depends on what you're talking about.
Topics.
Hot topic.
We haven't really had politics
No, that's
session
not
lately,
hot topic.
but it is though.
Not really.
Okay, I saw a video. Can our producer find that video of the Clemson people getting their food at McDonald's? I mean at the White House. I mean, it's just to me, he made a speech and everything like he was doing.
Could you
like,
tell everybody what you're talking about first?
Okay, of course, this the winning team of the college football, which is who?
Clemson Tigers.
Of the
They were
college
invited
football.
to.
You don't watch much sports, do you?
I love sports,
What
but
do you see of the college?
What time the Cowboys play this Sunday?
huh?
What time the Cowboys play this Sunday?
Always at 2:00.
No.
Never
I mean,
at
at
2
1
o'clock.
o'clock.
They ain't playing.
But at any rate, I think he found it. Oh, I thought he did. Oh well, of
Give us
course,
the
like you
backstory.
said, the top college football team they won, and so they were invited to come to the White House for dinner.
Yep.
So our man 45 with his class did such a class act. He had it catered by McDonald's, and then he kind of like bragged about it. I also
and Burger King
and Burger
Wendy's.
King.
Burger
and
King and
Wendy's.
Wendy's. He spent like $300 on.
He said 1,000.
I mean, he bought like 300 burgers and he spent like $1,000. He said because of the government shutdown, I thought this would be
He
appropriate.
paid for it himself
He paid for it himself.
out of his own pocket.
For $1,000.
Well,
Yeah,
we don't know how much it is. He said someone said they had 300 burgers, and someone said he had 1,000. He said he had 1,000 burgers.
No, he said
Yeah.
1,000.
He had
That's a lot of
pizza.
food.
He said he had 1,000 hamburgers.
Oh, so that may be
Ham
300
roll?
from each. 300
and,
Big Macs.
and
Right.
and pizza.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I ain't
it's a combination of all that.
Hmm.
Who knows what he did?
Yes.
Yeah, we have the clip.
Hit us with it.
Oh, we found the clip?
Get it.
The speech is what got me.
Great American food. And it'll be very interesting to see at the end of this evening how many are
Salad
left.
is good.
Do you prefer McDonald's or Wendy's? I like them all.
Here's the worst part.
That's a tough question. If it's American, I like it. It's all American stuff. But it's good stuff. And we have
No, this is the worst part.
the
As he
national
walks out
champion
the door.
team, as you know, Clemson Tigers.
Oh, the White House.
Hold on, hold on.
China.
We
the
can't
volume
hear
on
it.
that?
Fantastic game against Alabama.
This is the volume.
And they're all here.
Well,
they're
I'll
right
say it.
outside the room.
Well, you guys, this
And
is
I think
America.
we're going to let you see them. But I'll bet you as much food as we
Well,
have.
anyway, right here he's
We have
telling
pizzas, we
everybody,
have 300
he's
hamburgers,
congratulating. He's saying,
many,
welcome
many
to my
French
home.
fries,
I got all this wonderful food
all of
for
our
all you
favorite
guys.
foods.
And,
I
Just
want to
because
see
of the
what's here
shutdown,
when
he
we
didn't
leave.
want to be
Shutdown.
too
I don't think it's gonna
elaborate.
take much.
I didn't
The
want
reason
to
we
be
did
too
this is
elaborate,
because
so,
of the
I
shutdown.
Well, no,
got
it was
you.
that
We want to make sure
the
that
shutdown
everything is
affected
right. So we
the
sent
White House
out, we
kitchen
got
staff.
this, and we have some wonderful
Yeah, so the
people
White House,
working in the White House. They
the White House
helped us out
kitchen
with
staff
this.
isn't working because of the shutdown.
And I will say the
how is he
Republicans are
Here's
really,
the thing.
really
He has a hotel.
together. Straight to
He has a
straight
hotel
down
down the
border
street.
security. We have to have it.
No, he
We have
eats
to
that
have
every
it.
day.
No doubt about it.
But
Should've
he has
happened
a
30 years
hotel
ago,
with
20
catering
years
services
Yes, he
ago, 10
does.
years ago. And it's going to happen
they don't
now.
bring it to the White House,
It's gonna
though.
happen now.
They
Thank
c-
you
if
very
he
much,
buys it,
everybody.
Well, and that's
your-
another
He
thing.
ain't buying.
If they bought the McDonald's in the White House, why couldn't they get a good caterer? You know what I'm
He
saying?
eats it,
He
so
was
what's,
proving a
he
point.
don't
He's
have a
trolling us.
problem.
He's trying to keep in touch with the common man.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
trying to
think
play like
so.
he's the regular guy.
he's
And
trolling.
so if the
Oh.
common man, that's what they
The
eat.
common man eats a lot of McDonald's.
The common man would be indicted. But go ahead.
This is true.
But wouldn't this would have been funny though if it was like, let's say it was Eastern Senior High School. I mean, like a high, no, not Eastern. But let's say it was like Grambling.
So like black
who
people.
won, and then he had Popeyes. You think he probably? You think he would've been-
He would have Henry's Cater.
Yeah, Henry
No, that would've been
Soulful.
fine.
Ben's Chili Bowl.
Shout out.
But
Shout out.
the brother, you
That
think it would
would've
have
been
been really
better.
bad if he had like Popeyes, and he could have got my brother-in-law. My brother would have hooked it up, ribs, and you know. But
No, he was trying to prove a point. He was
what
trolling.
point? Why is
Yeah.
he making such bad mistakes?
Think he was
Like,
trolling?
He don't care.
You
He
think
is
he
trolling.
really don't want to eat that? He eats that daily. How is
No,
that trolling if he do it?
does. He does, but because of the shutdown, he's emphasizing the like we're trying to save money on the shutdown type thing.
Oh.
So, but I think it's just a bad play though, because he said he paid for it, so he can definitely afford to splurge a lot more than just to buy 1,000
Yeah.
burgers.
Well, his tweet was funny. I know he tweeted about it, and I
Spell
put
hamburgers wrong.
yes.
Yeah.
And then so I responded to it. I put OMG, lots of laughs, and I said, "Oh, he's such a clown." And I got 20 likes on my Twitter.
You
I was
know what?
excited.
I'm just saying. I understand,
That was insightful.
right? That if they had 900 burgers, right, and this, I'd say it's probably about maybe 200 people total
At the event.
at the event,
They said they finished it.
and they said it was all gone.
Yeah, that's what he said on Twitter. He
That's
said,
a mother.
He said
That's a lot of eating. If they had some
First of
catered
all,
dinner,
I'm sure
they
people
wouldn't
took
eat
it
that
home.
much.
I'm sure people.
I
took
just
it
don't
home.
believe it, man, because first of all, to cook 900 burgers, the first 300 are gonna be cold.
Right. It
And
was
you
like
can't,
no
and you can't eat them
sternos.
after they're cold.
And
You
they're
can't
all
eat them.
cold by the time they get to the White House.
Yeah, so you can't eat them. So I don't understand how this all worked out. Anyway.
Football
Because
players
the
eat
closest
anything.
The closest
But I'm
McDonald's-
just saying, how much the fuck did they eat?
Yeah.
They like 3
And
burgers
it
each.
said it was all
Yeah,
gone.
I'm telling my
Well, I can eat 3 burgers. Like back in the day, I
burgers.
could
Could you eat 3 Big Macs?
I probably could eat
Cold?
Back in the
In
day.
your 20s?
Not in my 40s, no. But
No,
in my
no.
20s, I was
Yeah.
able to probably eat 3
back
Big
back
Macs.
then probably
You
yeah.
can't. It's just a bad decision.
Yeah, back then we probably did that. You know what I'm saying? I would get like
No, I would be sick
3
now
Big
if I did
Macs?
that.
not 3 Big Macs, but like 2.
Here we got Division I scholarship athletes.
And these athletes, these young boys,
Yeah,
man, these
now
boys,
they
man,
eat.
they
They
crush.
don't eat like that.
So to me, they look like they were pretty.
Yeah, they do.
You
They
think
were
they were
shocked.
happy with
The
that?
dining hall, they
I
got
would have
worse.
been assaulted.
They were
because
amused.
No,
They
I
were
think
like, oh, shit.
they was like they was okay with it because
Of
if
course
you
you
How
at
saw
the
often
White
do you
House.
get free McDonald's? You know, free
well,
McDonald's.
For Clemson,
when you're in
every
South
day.
Carolina going to school and you're the biggest thing on campus,
Get
they
what you
giving
want.
you free food any damn way.
They do.
And,
And it's good, though. It's like
caf-
steak. It's like
cafeteria
chicken.
food, though. No, they get like free
No, no, no,
cafeteria
no,
food.
no.
Yeah,
Athletes,
but I'm saying they don't have once they leave
not
off of
Division I
campus,
athletes.
huh?
Not Division I athletes. They get a special lunch hall.
They get a stipend.
But look, we forgetting the whole point. This is the White House, like the premier kitchen.
I mean, that's
the
what
premier
we're
diner.
looking at.
True,
We're
true.
looking at
No,
it
but
as
I'm
the
just
White House,
saying,
but
it's like
how do
I can
you know
imagine
that
how-
they?
I can imagine like the other like people like from other countries looking at us like this idiot. Look
They
at
love
them.
McDonald's in Japan.
But look how the
Korea,
setup
they
was.
love
It was so like
elaborate.
Okay, I
It
think-
was like there was candlelight
I think
Yes.
on silver on
Yes.
presidential silverware.
I think
See, that's the problem. I think
That
everybody
President
has
Kenny,
this.
President Kenny ate off his silverware at one time.
Yes. This
Right.
is the best.
Everybody
Yeah.
has this ideal of what it should look like.
Steak
and
dinners were served on these platters before.
Yeah, that's what I'm
on these
saying, and
plates.
that's what everybody wants and
I just think that
expects.
we should,
expects that, but
we should
Just-
what?
People
this
like
the
him
next hot
because he
topic,
does
'cause
shit like
I don't
that.
want to beat this dead horse. You know,
Right.
we really trying to stretch now.
Pause.
You should-
Anyways, Salud goes to Clemson.
to Clemson.
Yeah,
Pepto Bismol on deck.
yeah, exactly. They crushed all that.
NCAA
If they ate all them
football Division I
burgers,
champions.
woo,
Yes, that stomach
that
was hurting.
bus is terrible.
What is-
Hopefully they all use the bathroom at the White House before they
Yeah,
left.
it's so disgusting.
Blew that John.
And you wanted to bring that back anyway. Salud. Good
Salud.
job. Shout out to McDonald's and Burger King for doing that.
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
I'm sure he
Burger
got,
King
I'm sure
was
he got
whatever
trolling.
pizza.
Burger King was trolling him today.
Yeah, they
Which
did.
is about trolling it.
Like they was like, we don't got no hamburgers, but we got hamburgers.
Oh,
we
snap.
already ran out of
Oh,
hamburgers.
snap. So
That's funny.
Moving to this next hot topic, and it's kind of about what we talked about last week, but I don't want to go into that. But it's more so all the ridicule
don't
that
bring
the
it
poor woman, the Me Too woman, has been getting. Like there's these big I can what was her name? I left my
Oh,
notes.
the one who started Me Too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really feel bad for this woman. Like they got pictures of her beside KRS-One. And
They
saying-
giving her the business. That's because it seems like she has an agenda.
But why do people hate her so much? Like, what
Because
did she do?
because it's like she took the Me Too movement, right? So they started going, doing their little thing, and the movement grew and everything. If I'm not mistaken, I think she brought up this idea that Chris Brown is going free while R. Kelly's getting all the attention, but Chris Brown's going free. And it's like, why would you turn around and try to attack Chris Brown and attach him to this?
Now you're going wrong. That's
It's
the
like,
real
you're
king
just
of
trying to
R&B.
ruin people. Like you're not really after ridding current society of predators. You're just like trying to ruin somebody else's career. Chris Brown got nothing to do with all of this.
Her name actually is Tarana Burke.
Yeah.
That's a much better picture of her. Why don't they show that? Because the stuff that she's been coming up with, it's like, can we get a picture?
Y'all seen those?
She's
I
very-
didn't know.
she's
I didn't
very,
know
very
that's why they was
unattractive.
putting that up with KRS-One.
You didn't
I
get
didn't-
it?
Can
That's a
you-
10-year challenge.
10-year
I didn't.
challenge.
I didn't know who they was talking about.
Hey,
I
big
didn't-
guy,
I
can you?
don't watch
Are you
it.
able to put up two pictures together? We want a picture of KRS-One and a picture of
Tarana Burke.
Tarana Burke.
Tarana
Look for the
Burke.
meme if you can.
Man,
Look
yeah.
for the Tarana
Look for the
Burke
meme.
meme.
Type in meme with
Yeah.
Burke.
when they
and
they did
KRS-One.
one with Whoopi Goldberg and Color Purple and Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah, but it fit perfect.
I didn't see that one.
It fit perfect. Her name is
R-A-N-A.
T-A-N-A.
Yeah, come on, y'all
Burke.
can't spell that better. Y'all reading it, spell it.
Oh, Did you get it?
It was like T-A.
I can't really see it this far. T-A-R-A-N-A. That's fine. We just see it.
She's very, very unattractive, and that's why people are
Lord.
trolling her so bad. It's okay.
Oh.
She's very unattractive.
Me too.
No, this one. This one.
She's got features that are
Yeah, because
desirable.
there have been times when I looked at Whoopi Goldberg and I was like, man, she's kind of nice.
No, we
She-
ain't talking
she
about
can
Whoopi. We
And then-
talking
and
about
then-
Miss
How high
Burke.
was you?
And hold on.
She can clean
but
up.
but you know, but it's like you ever seen those pictures when one minute you see one picture and you just turn it a little bit and you see another picture.
I mean, I understand what you was watching.
Oh, Lord, look
There
at
it
this.
is.
Now, this is Miss Burke on your left.
Yeah,
And that's
child.
KRS-One.
Ooh, child again.
wow, Joe.
Yeah, she has skin problems. That's all.
Wow.
And so does he.
And so does.
She looked just like
And
him.
that's okay.
She like his
Maybe they're
sister.
cousins. Maybe they're related.
They look like they
They
came
may
out
be
the mud.
kinfolk.
Let me
Or-
find out. It's because you're a pastor. That's why you became a pastor, because you was looking at her in Sister Act 1 and 2.
Hey, no, look. Some moments I looked at Whoopi and I was like, that's kind of hot on 1 second, then it flipped back and it's like, dang, that's just a mess, right?
Well, you know what turned me off about Whoopi? Because at one point I was a huge fan. I'm still a huge fan of her work. But to even think that she's cute when the name of how she came up with Whoopi is just disgusting. Any woman
I
that
never heard of
promotes-
it.
Well, she said the reason why she kept her name because it's better out than in, if you know what I mean.
Whoopee.
It's better out than in.
She's gassy, and that's how she came up with that name.
Oh,
That's
like
why
Whoopee
she goes on.
Cushion.
Yes. So she says better, and that's
But
how
so-
she came with her name.
how'd you get
So I mean,
Goldberg?
she just opened up
She wanted to be. She wanted to be.
a piece of gas. You know, I'm like, who wants to promote that? What woman promotes gas? But anyway,
Women who
I
don't
gotta
care
fact check
about
that story.
norms.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that
I gotta
one.
fact
she
check
said
that.
it. It was on Oprah's show where she said it. They said, how did she come up with her name? No, I'm sorry. It was Wendy Williams' show where I heard her say it.
All right, Karen.
So anyway, you can look that up. And speaking of next hot topics, of course, Wendy Williams, who is, you know, I love Wendy Williams. Everybody know I love her.
You've been on her show like.
I've been on her show 4 times. And
Did you get a chance to speak in the audience?
Yes.
I spoke twice.
Nice.
Did she recognize you the second time?
She recognized me the second time,
No.
Like, you keep coming
Okay.
up here.
but I
Like,
spoke
it's
twice.
like, security, watch this guy.
No, well, they always pick me whenever I go. They always pick me to be
Whoopi's real name
'Cause
is
you're the-
Karen Elaine Johnson.
Yeah.
Karen Elaine Johnson.
Yeah,
that's
But how she came with her character is because she's gassy. It's disgusting. Like, what woman promotes that?
What
But
man
anyway,
promotes it?
Nobody should
Every
promote
do.
it.
I shit. I do. I
So,
shit.
right.
Okay,
I mean,
we
I
don't.
fart
Okay,
all the damn
okay,
time.
okay, okay.
It is better out than it is in.
Agrees with Whoopi. Me
I
too.
just don't think that would be. But it worked for her. She's been in the business. She's like what the top comedians, female black comedians.
Yeah.
So she's definitely an icon. So it worked for her. So keep your gassiness up. Salute goes to Whoopi. So anyway, what was I talking about right quick? Oh, dang, y'all made me miss the next hot topic I was talking about. I just started, but you went back to Whoopi. God.
Yeah, we never get to the third one.
Who?
Never got to the third one.
No, I
he
started.
started a new hot topic.
And then y'all came back, and I forgot. That's what happens when you forget your notes.
Well, you started talking. Okay.
Oh, embarrassing.
Use your phone, buddy. Now
I don't know how
for
you
your
got to
notes.
Goldberg, but the 10-year challenge. Did you all do the 10-year challenge?
No.
Yes, but it was something else I was just talking about. It was a hot topic.
Yeah.
Gosh. Anyway, go ahead.
Something about love and hip hop.
It wasn't Love and Hip Hop.
Was it Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Oh, Wendy Williams. Oh, thank
yeah,
God.
Wendy Williams.
So, anyway, Wendy Williams' show have been in sabbatical for like the last 3 weeks. It's supposed to come back January the 21st.
Why you know all this?
It was supposed to come back yesterday.
But she moved it back because her arm was in a sling. And there's rumors that her and her husband is going through this big divorce, and he's been like whipping that ass. So anyway,
and that he has another baby on the way.
Baby on the way, and that's when
Don't
they
they,
get
and
a
they live a
divorce.
couple blocks. They live in the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood.
He done bought the mistress a house around the corner.
And
Hey, he gotta get to the mistress' house when she about to have that baby.
Right. She gotta be close.
Gotta take her to the house.
Family.
Y'all been doing this for years, man. Y'all
What they been
y'all will
doing?
put the mistress
Men.
up and set her up, close. You know.
so
That's
why
right,
y'all
right
mad at
next
R. Kelly?
door.
We want to keep everybody in the same house.
No.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, we're not going. Not touching there.
No.
Not going there.
I'm just joking. That's just a bad joke. But anyway, apparently when he went off on.
Why she her arm in a sling? Because he hurt her.
He yanked her up. He said, "Eat the cake, anime."
No.
But anyway, apparently he went to her staff and like held this big meeting and like really went off on them and told them about like all this information leaking and he's gonna fire everybody. Like I didn't know he had that much leeway over the show.
They still work together though. I heard
he's like the executive producer.
He's still producing the show.
Yeah, like the executive producer. On the show.
Well, he
over her life.
I know he can control it. Anyway, we're gonna come back with some legal info. You got some legal stuff?
Was longer.
You will. Anyway, give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. Salud.
Salud.
Just because you did it.
I ain't running nowhere.
one for nothing, ayy. My city love it when I'm hustling, ayy. I flip the merchandise, I flip the merchandise. I been a mogul and I'm high in my enterprise. Every time I rap is with the extras. I be on one, I be zoning, I be flexing. This shit gotta be that all your talk. This shit gotta be all your fault. Big body moving with my name on it. Big body tell me she gon' sing on it. Me my nigga Hootie, we gon' make a movie. I got moves to make, officer don't shoot. California raised, California paid, yeah. California kids, watch out for the strays, yeah. 10 toes down, keep it underground, yeah. Oh, we running then, now we running now, yeah. like to see him spread eagle. Took a bitch to the club and let a party on the table. Screaming, everybody's famous. Like clockwork, I'm going on. Then get some more. Get you somebody that can do both. Like Beatles got the bass belly rolling. She thinks she love me. I think she trolling.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You tune into the open bar.
Salud.
Salud. The swelling on my tongue went down, thank God. But anyway, past his face.
But you still over here slurping though.
Past his face. It's hilarious.
Jeez.
Anyway, what's today's date?
Today's date is 1/15.
Happy birthday,
2019.
MLK. Is that disrespectful to call him MLK?
No, not at all.
Like we call you PDO. You hate that?
No. That's
PDO.
cool. I ain't new to it. I'm true to it. Whatever that means. but MLK was a real dude, though. You know, that's the thing, man. We only hear about we think of him always
marching.
And talking in that voice, right?
No, he was cussing people out.
He
Who
was-
the fuck is you talking to?
Exactly. Go buy my cigarettes. Yeah.
And then he'd take your money because he was a pool shark too.
But you know what?
He said,
Then he had
I'm
all
paying
them-
for these world tours.
Then he had all the women he was cheating with.
but-
He had all the women.
He did.
Oh
have a-
yeah, he was getting that.
He was
pussy.
getting it. He was riding around and getting
He was
it.
getting that coochie.
Was that true though? You think he really was?
Oh, he was tearing him down.
Yeah.
Loretta was fine back in the day too.
Clark. Well, you said Loretta?
Loretta.
I mean Coretta.
Coretta.
Loretta.
Loretta.
But see, he was a
Her
classic.
name is Coretta.
He was a classic Baptist preacher. You had a very pretty, wholesome, quiet, unassuming wife at home. They're very pretty because but then you still going to smash the other girls.
We going to hell for
It's
this.
something about them church
Baptist
girls on the
preachers.
side.
Give me a project check.
So-
Hey.
But you know what? You a pastor. You probably can relate. But and then, not that you do that. I digress. But the thing is, that I say,
I'm not married
when
yet.
I realized that my pastor was just not my new pastor, but my original pastor, the pastor, I'm not gonna say his name.
Don't say his name. Yeah.
But was a real guy. These people came up in the church, and they was like acting like they was trying to rob or something. Pastor, I'm not gonna say his name, said, "Step aside, Jesus. Make one more step." And you think I'm a punk, don't you? You think 'cause I'm a minister? He took his shirt off, got in that dude's face. I was like, "Oh snap, get him, Pastor." I was like, "Pastor ain't no punk." You mad at the pastor? Was he a punk?
Nah.
He didn't play.
He's a cool dude.
He didn't play. I was like, "Oh my God." Pastor,
Okay.
you ever had to get in somebody's tail in the church?
Nah, he did in the studio
Right.
though.
What was this? Let me
One
try.
time he couldn't talk.
That's about closest I get with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you ain't never had to yank nobody up in the church.
nah, they ain't never really tried me like that.
But when you get that way, do you be like, Jesus, what would Jesus do? Or do you be like, Jesus, I need you to step aside. Move over here.
Please.
No,
That's
no,
how you do
I
it,
think
boss.
He said he got my back.
yeah. I think it's a myth that people think that because you are spiritual or you're reverent of spiritual principles that you're not going to have the same emotions that any man would have, to respond to something like that. So when something's going down, it's not a matter of step aside, Jesus. We say it for dramatic effect, but
It's not a Zen moment.
yeah. It's like it's real life.
God
you
is
know?
still working
that's
on me.
that's the difference between a Catholic and a Baptist pastor, pretty much. Because Catholic, they be, well, we can handle this another way.
No. The Baptist preachers, they're getting that ass.
Oh yeah.
No. I said a Catholic.
No, but the
Our
Baptist
pastor,
preachers.
and he's what he's saying.
The
Yeah.
they
Baptist
get that
or a
ass.
Methodist
Was
they'll
real
be-
dudes. Yeah, I mean, my father came from the generation of Baptist preachers. They all carry guns.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
they all had
So,
guns
I mean,
in
they
the house,
say-
or you had it with you every now and then, depending on where you was at. Yeah, it was real dudes. Just real dudes.
Well,
Not in the pulpit. I mean, some guys probably did carry it in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, a lot of them boys, man, who could really, really preach, man, they would have
They were
drink,
hustlers.
have a drink before they come into the pulpit. I mean,
Wow.
This
Well,
is,
if
this is
you-
behind the scenes stuff. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
if you watch the show Greenleaf, every party they have like so much alcohol. I'd be like, is this a church show? I mean,
exactly, right?
You be seeing Mary with
well,
champagne.
hold
in
up.
hand.
Don't they turn every first Sunday they turn the water, into wine, right?
Jesus
Grape juice.
So did Jesus drink wine?
Yes, absolutely. Wine is the drink of Christianity.
Amen.
Like each
Not
religion
only
kinda
that,
has their
it's
own drink.
nothing but some grapes. Just like our vodka nowadays. This Tito's is
But I guess
made from grapes.
the sin
It
of it
is.
is when you do it in gluttony, like when you
think
get
this one's
drunk.
potato?
Anything is
exactly.
gluttony is
Exactly.
bad.
It's being drunk. Yeah.
So is it all right to get tipsy?
It's okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think,
as long
I
as
think-
you
I
don't
think-
do
I
it on a
think-
regular basis.
Gluttony
I think you can get
is the
tipsy. I think that's
sin.
where the limit is.
Yeah, it's
Tipsy
it's
is good.
Not getting intoxicated, I think. That's
Yeah. You don't
That's
want to.
when
You don't
you
want to.
sin.
You don't want to be under the influence, which means that you don't have control of yourself, right?
Amen.
So tipsy is the line. When you get tipsy, you know, you
Time
need
to
chill.
stop. It's time.
Which is a great segue to our next segment when we're talking about police pullover. What are you
Yes.
talking about?
Yes, exactly. What we're talking about today is what to do when a police officer stops you in your vehicle.
Yeah, tell me what. I need to
For
know what the
whatever
rules
reason.
are here in this state.
Pull
All right.
over. Pull
All right.
over.
Now, a police officer can only
talking
stop
about a
you
gay
if
police
they have what's called a reasonable or probable cause or reasonable suspicion.
Right.
What probable cause is the reasonable suspicion that a crime was committed and that you committed it. That's probable cause. Usually stops don't go that far. When a cop pulls you over when you're driving, for example, for like a failing to make a turn or weaving
Or the signal,
or
right.
stop sign or your phone.
Your tail light is out.
Yeah, that's probable cause to stop you.
Oh, okay.
And ask you questions. Now, what you should do is when you are stopped by police officers, always be polite, because I understand that you might feel it's an inconvenience.
But I ain't no punk though, Tito.
You ain't no punk, but you
want to walk away out of the situation
Yeah,
easily.
you want to walk away alive.
wanna
and
live.
You also want to walk away with less charges.
You want them keys that you got in
Yeah.
the trunk not to be searched.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's best to be polite for a bunch of reasons. For example, I was in court today in Fairfax County for
Oh,
DUI.
God damn.
For DUI, and
This didn't go well.
The very first thing that the police and the prosecutor talk about when they go into the room before they talk to the attorneys about what to do with the case, the first question that they ask the police officer is, how are they during the arrest? And the officer says they're polite. They're
Cooperative.
They're cooperative. They didn't talk back to this.
For
and
sure.
Those people usually get better deals.
Yep.
Those people usually get better outcomes. So that's one reason to do it. I understand.
If they say he was a knucklehead,
Yeah, I understand if you feel your rights have been violated, but it's always best to say nothing because anything you say can and will be used against you against the court of law. That's one of your Miranda rights. And again, they only need to read you those rights if they're going to question you. They can
So they
arrest,
don't have to read
They
you
can
the
arrest
rights.
you without reading you those rights.
And you can't get off because a lot of times
No.
you see that on those
They
TV.
can't question
They didn't
you.
read me my Miranda rights.
Okay.
So
So what that is,
But sometimes they don't read it to you. They give it to you and hand it to you in a piece of paper.
yeah, they do. They can arrest you, take you to the station, and they have to tell you why they arrest you. If you start talking or they start asking you questions, then they tell you you have the right to remain silent.
That's a warning.
Yeah. So the reason
shut
why.
the fuck up.
So everyone hears the cases where my case got dismissed because I didn't get my Miranda rights read. What that really means is the lawyer filed a motion to suppress evidence based on not having the rights given to you before questioning.
right?
And so that makes the questioning illegal. So everything that came from the questioning,
Yeah,
gets thrown out.
that's a major misstep for law enforcement,
Yeah.
basically, right?
So the cases aren't thrown out; they're just dismissed because it could still go forward technically, but now the government doesn't have evidence that it would have had, and they can't use it.
They can't use it,
so
right.
they dismiss it because we can't prove it because we can't use it.
Use
Even though you
evidence.
did it,
Yeah, exactly.
doesn't mean you're guilty.
I mean,
Thank you. That's what I
Exactly.
say. There we go. Nice segue.
Yeah,
Exactly.
baby.
Yeah, so the thing to do is just to never consent to searches, be polite.
Never consent to searches.
Never consent to a search.
what does that mean?
They'll ask you, can I search your vehicle? And they don't have a right to search your vehicle unless they see something that gives them probable cause.
Smell some
Smell marijuana,
Or your tail light
they
is
see-
out.
or they see your crack pipeline.
But
in
this is the thing though.
Console.
But if they have like I got stopped in VA one time, right?
Yeah.
And my license was suspended in Virginia. Not in Maryland. My license was from Maryland, so I have a legitimate license in Maryland.
But where were you at? And
I was
what
in
state?
Virginia.
Yeah.
And the guy stopped me, and I was in the ride with another preacher, right? So we in my truck. I had a big truck back then.
This sounds like a comedy.
Church van.
And so
Two preachers in one.
when we got pulled over, it's like they wanted to search my truck, right? I had tinted windows. It looked like a dope
You was
boy
pimping.
truck. But this was the thing.
Pimping ain't
I
easy.
consented to the search because it being my truck and my license being suspended, they probably could have towed my truck technically.
Right.
They could have, but that had nothing to do with that.
Well, but I know, but my thing was, in order to not agitate the situation where he would tow my truck, I went ahead and consented to the search. I mean, I ain't had nothing in my truck, but
Well, no, it's not agitating as long as you're polite and say, "Officer, I don't answer any questions. I don't consent to a search." You can always say, "I don't answer questions without an attorney." Once you say attorney, then they have to stop questioning you entirely.
Oh, wow.
Because the attorney has to be there.
So you need to repeat that. You hear that? Once you say,
once you ask for an attorney,
say it politely,
police will
right?
question
say it
you.
be very as polite as possible.
Yeah, be polite. Say, I don't answer any questions. I want to see my attorney before I answer anything else. And they usually see what every police interaction is an investigation. Wow. So don't think they're talking to you to have fun. They're talking to you to gain evidence.
But they always ask these wild questions like, "So what you been doing tonight?"
Yes.
Where you coming from tonight?
To understand what could be a problem.
Yeah, where you are, if you're lying, if you're nervous, or if you need to give it some kind of
But why are you randomly
But to me,
questioning
you always
me,
gonna
dog?
be nervous.
Can I say at that point? Can I say, "Listen, I don't want to answer more questions without my attorney"?
Yes. You say that. You
You
say that
just say it
question
immediately.
And what'll happen is either the officer, sometimes they might get frustrated because you're not being cooperative, but as long as you're polite, they really can't do anything to you about it.
But if your license
they
is
get
suspended,
frustrated.
they can tow your truck, right?
If I suspend it, you can be arrested.
Yeah, you can be arrested.
In
You go in
D.C.,
jail
not
for
in
that.
Maryland.
No, you
No,
could
no,
have been
no.
in Maryland. You could have been in Virginia. You could. So
Actually, not DC anymore. Actually, DC.
Maryland
in
doesn't
DC, they
arrest you
used
for
to
suspended
you.
license.
They used to arrest you in DC for registration.
I'm gonna tell you this.
But they arrest you for suspended license.
I went twice
I'm saying.
for registration. in DC.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Holding
My
cell.
my license was in D.C.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Was it
Connecticut.
suspended?
Where did you live?
I lived in D.C.
Your license is in Connecticut.
No, my license.
Okay, we're gonna
was
come
in
back to you,
DC.
Dave.
No, my
Yeah.
no, my license was in
He don't
D.C.
even know where he
But
was.
my license was suspended in Virginia.
Okay.
Same thing, mine. Okay.
I was on BW Parkway in Maryland.
Okay. You got stopped.
Got stopped by park police.
Okay.
They arrested me because my license was suspended in Virginia.
Wow.
No, that makes no sense at all.
That makes no sense at all because I've been stopped
It happened.
several times with suspended license in Maryland. I have a Maryland license and they don't arrest you. They'll make you say you can't drive this car, or and if you have your license, they'll take your physical license. They'll confiscate your physical because it's their property. They say we're taking it. It's suspended. You're driving on it. They'll take it from you. But arresting you, typically they don't do that.
They did. They did to me.
No, yeah, they
Your
can't
license
arrest you
was
for suspended
suspended
license.
I think it was
Virginia.
I think it was the hair.
No, you had more. There was more to that.
No. It was nothing else.
You missed a court date. Or you didn't
You
pay a
did
fine.
something.
It had to be
There was
No.
something. There was something.
My
else.
license was
Child
suspended
support.
in Virginia for not paying a speeding ticket.
It had to be something. Well,
That's different.
That's wild.
mine
No,
was
but
suspended-
it was suspended regardless.
I had a Maryland
It was-
license suspended in Virginia, and the dude he let my friend drive. He's like,
Wow.
I'll let him drive.
Yeah.
I was at work. And so what happened was they took me in. I said, oh, look, I got my job, right? And they said, well, you'll be out of here in a few minutes.
I don't understand how they arrested you.
I
They
had somebody
can't
come pick
arrest
me
you.
up.
DC, or you just been
Park
licensed no matter
police,
where, if
park
you-
police, their jurisdiction is different,
Right.
and there's different from the state of Maryland. It's different from District
No,
of
I- no,
Columbia.
I-
Exactly.
And
which
they
is
tore
why they can't
all
arrest
of
you.
them.
Which is why they can't arrest you.
Well,
They
that's
can.
If your license is good
They
in
did.
Maryland,
They can and they did.
They did. They can and they
your,
did.
your license was good in Maryland.
Yeah, my license was good in every other state except for Virginia.
But what license did you have? A Virginia license
so
or
see,
DC.
you should be fine.
DC
yeah, the
license.
DC
So
license?
you weren't committing a crime in Maryland.
Yeah, I
at
don't
the
say.
time, so they shouldn't
I
have
really don't
arrested you.
understand that because I've been stopping a lot of times. I've been through this process a lot of times,
I'm
and
gonna
I'm
look
telling
up
you
this case.
that DC, if your license is suspended in DC, they will arrest you. Like they're not gonna.
I understand what you're saying there.
If you have a
And
DC
that's-
license, okay. If you
I had a
have- hold
DC
on.
license.
If you have the license, if you're suspended
In the state where it was
that's your
issued.
license was
Exactly,
issued,
exactly.
license is banned
I can
everywhere.
under-
Exactly.
But individual states can suspend your privilege to drive in
their
state,
state.
only, but they cannot suspend your license in your home state.
Exactly.
And the police
And other
the-
states.
I wasn't
and
in my home state. My home state was DC.
Yeah,
I was living.
but-
I was in
but
Maryland. I was on the BW Parkway.
Maryland
Park
cannot,
police.
Maryland can't enforce.
Park police is different because they carry
Okay,
the
Can we be
United
clear
States.
again? You had a
So
DC
question,
license.
So question,
You had a
one more
DC
question.
license.
So was the ticket you got in Virginia like at the Pentagon or a federal ticket?
No, my ticket was down in Virginia Beach. I was coming back from Virginia Beach.
And you
And
sure
I
it
was
wasn't,
speeding.
you sure it wasn't federal
It don't
speeding?
seem
It was
right.
speeding ticket.
It don't seem right. So
And I didn't pay it.
How'd you get out? Because it don't seem right.
They don't.
How'd you get out?
Because they said that what I did, all they did was arrest me because my license was suspended.
Didn't they let you go?
They let me go. They told
You
me
didn't pay no
exactly
bill?
what to. Huh? No.
You didn't post no bill?
No. Didn't have
You
to.
didn't pay no fine?
No. I went to the right on Greenbelt Road. There's a Park police station right there. Trust me, I know it.
Okay.
Right? This happened back in 95. Right?
Like I said, it just seemed
And-
like
and
like
what happened? What happened?
What year was this?
Listen, I think Dave,
1995.
I think you were young.
Don't
They
look
saw the
95.
dreads.
I was young.
You were dreads, and they just wanted to like shake you up and see if it was gonna bother you. But I don't think they had the right to really arrest you.
Hold
No,
up,
it was Park Police.
we-
They actually arrested me. Then they let me go.
What is your middle name, Dave?
Lewis.
Don't you look him up.
We looked him up, so
You
let's
can
go
look
over
it
his
up.
information. Can we have his information right? Is this the HIPAA law? We're not supposed to do this. But
No, but I'm seriously. This happened to me.
Babe.
we do it. We believe you, buddy.
I don't.
We believe you.
I mean, you don't have to believe
Trust,
me,
but,
but I'm
trust
just-
but verify.
That's why it pays to be a twin, because I've been plenty of times I got put up, be like, my name is Arnold Austin.
He has used his brother's name. His brother's license been suspended because of him.
But normally
Crazy. So Arnold
he
got
used me before too, though.
Look, he had
That's because his license is suspended because of you.
look. So Arnold had he actually got tickets and didn't know he had them, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
And
it
then
happened.
get paid.
Wait.
My
Dave,
license-
Have you ever lived at 12th Street?
Yep.
Don't say no more.
We should talk after this because, yeah.
If you,
Let's talk
Jesus.
after this.
We're on the public.
That's a little. Anyway, we gotta go to a commercial. Some new things.
Some new developments.
Yo, Pastor, what we gonna talk about when we come back?
Hey,
Get us straight.
we're gonna talk about why we struggle to have successful relationships. In a nutshell.
The struggle
Snoozer.
is real.
No, I'm just joking. You can do it. Give us a call at
Caught me
202
off guard. It's like, yeah.
656 1 bar. Salute.
Haters mad
I hope that sometimes I feel good sometimes I bring it down with them. Might go down to G.O.D. I go hard on Southside. I make sure that no side. Bad things, a lot of bad things. They will listen, they will listen, they will listen, they will listen. Bad things, a lot of bad things. They will listen, they will listen, they will listen. She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry. I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the pressure to the party. And you know me, turn the 02 into the 03, y'all. Without 40, probably didn't know me. Imagine if I never met a me. God's plan, God's plan. I can't get no my own face. Oh, I get the shit close, I've been making call it roll, hey. Go down to G.O.D. Go on outside G, hey. I make sure that outside G, bad things, there's a lot of bad things. They will a lot of bad things. They will
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Of course, we're sipping on the, what we say, the cranberry apple mule.
Moscow
Mule.
Moscow cranberry mule.
Moscow cranberry mule, made with our choice of Tito's vodka, splash of ginger beer, and cranberry apple juice for your taste. Definitely a great drink. Yo, my favorite segment, of course. PDO is in the building, the man, the author, the legend, the guru.
You know, just trying to free the people. Trying to get you free sexually, spiritually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sexually and spiritually can be
mentally
together, though?
They actually go together. Absolutely.
How? Can you tell me the connection?
The connection is this: the energy that you need to be creative, the same energy that created Facebook or Uber or any modern invention. That same creative energy is the same energy that we create children with, or we have passion or sex with. So it's the same energy. So the same way you can get turned on about passionate about a project is the same way it's the same energy you're getting turned on with a person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's the same energy. It's creative energy, and it creates that passion and that internal motivation. You know what I'm saying? Desire.
So like the song by Missy Elliott when she said, "Pussy don't fail me now. I gotta turn this brother out." When she was praying to make her pussy really be good. That was a good thing.
I guess something like that. Vaguely something like that.
Maybe something like that. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to, you said no.
I don't know.
You don't get it.
I mean, so it's like, the idea is that you got a personality, you have sexuality, you have all of these, these different identities. I think the reason why I do talk about sex as a minister is because I want people to not suppress it. Right. I think suppressing your sexuality is far more dangerous and problematic than us talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's pretty much about anything, though, right?
Well, yeah, but everything is not associated as not intrinsic with our being, right? See, sexuality is as natural as independence. Like as you get mature and you become a teenager, you start wanting independence. That's a natural part of you, right? Same thing as a certain age. You don't got to be doing anything sexual, be around nothing. Your parents could have kept you really like sheltered, right? You be one day you just in the bed and you just have that wet dream.
Come on,
like it ain't that somebody did anything to you. Anything. It's just a natural part of who you are, man.
Or you could be that 40-year-old virgin,
but you still have it though. You know what I'm saying? You might be a virgin.
He was a pervert.
You might be a virgin, but
certain things in the movie you see him do, it was kind of perverted, like them toys, and he always had them dolls.
You might
he was playing with them
You
dolls.
might be a virgin,
No,
but you have the
He
same.
was collecting regular toys in boxes.
Figures and things.
No,
But-
something was up. He was doing
No,
something
everyone's been perverted.
You might be a virgin, but you have the same urges. You have the
You know
same
what?
impulses.
So I was told that somebody I know that they was practicing celibacy for
Celibacy.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't.
He said celibacy.
I said celibacy.
He said celibacy.
I said it really fast.
Celibacy.
But anyway, I said celibacy.
Celibacy.
Anyway, they were practicing this not having sex.
Okay.
Much better.
Abstinence. Okay.
Abstinence or whatever. And they've been practicing that for a while. Then they were told that they're doing a bad injustice to themselves because they're going to lose their sex drive. Is that true?
Are they men?
it's
Are
not-
they
it's
women?
not
And
tr-
what's the age?
It's not true that you're going to lose your sex drive, but you are doing an injustice to yourself because this is the kind of things that we don't talk about, that it is as important as it is for your son and daughter to at some point become independent and to leave the nest or to at least step out into the world in a
Why
certain
I'm going to leave the
independent way.
nest? You ain't never left the nest?
You know, I mean, it's like just as important as that is, it is also important for you to have certain. It's also as
Share the mic.
Share the mic.
check. Maybe it did. It just seemed like it's. I'm on.
Hello.
Testing.
Tap it.
Check 1, 2. Check.
Tap yours.
The callers is neither one.
Technical difficulties.
I think the FCC got to you talking about sex and religion. And
The man shut you down.
But it's a government shutdown, so that couldn't happen. Ain't nobody there to push the button.
Ain't nobody here to push.
It was the Vatican. It was the Vatican.
Ain't nobody at the FCC.
Push the button. Furloughed. Everybody furloughed. But does that mic work? Can you continue your statement? Oh,
There we go.
we
Little
back.
something here. All right. Now. Our sister here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. So what was I? I was trying to tell you that.
That you have to express your
it's
sexuality.
important to. It's as important as it is to excel physically, right? To be able to do certain things at a certain age physically, to be able to run and jump and lift so much weight. It's just as important for you to be in touch with your sexuality, and that means at least understanding it and having a grasp of what it all means for you, right? Don't mean you have to have so many orgasms, but there's a study that says that your sexuality, you're not getting the benefit from it unless you're having like at least 200 orgasms a year.
Okay, now let me ask you this, Pastor. There's
It's only
some women.
365 days.
There's some women, right, that said they never had an orgasm,
Bless their hearts.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That means they need to play with themselves more, right, to find out.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Gotta
I think a lot of them mean that. They mean they haven't had orgasms with a man giving
No,
them sex.
they say I've never had one. So
I think a lot of times them through masturbation they're having orgasms. They just can't have it with a person. Like the man hasn't taken them.
That's
there.
what you hope they mean, right?
Sometimes women don't get orgasms through penetration. They get it through stimulation.
What's the difference between penetration and stimulation?
Penetration.
I want to know for the lay people.
Penetration is when the man is penetrating you.
It's sticking in the
Stimulation
hole.
is when you can massage the clitoris and all of that area to get the
or
orgasm.
the mind
Or both.
or the mind.
The mind.
Yeah.
Stimulating
You're
the mind.
stretching, but
Stimulate
okay.
the mind.
You
Oh
stretch.
no.
Sapiosexual.
It's not.
For some
It's,
people, it's emotional. For some people,
no. I'm
one
saying.
person's
Listen.
emotional connection.
You gotta talk. You gotta be in sex, and sometimes you gotta say the right things, right?
Come
if
on now.
you're talking right in the sex, it's like and the person is into it, and they're hearing what you're saying.
They're gonna have an
People
orgasm.
have had orgasms, right?
Based off of what you're saying.
Because the way you talking to me.
That
yeah.
has happened.
Yeah.
And some
Not
people
to
gonna
me,
be turned off if you say too much.
Well,
you gotta be saying the right thing. You can't be saying the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
Operators, them sex people, talk on the phone.
True.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
but it's nothing like when somebody getting your
That's
head.
why they give you.
if
That's
they
why
can,
They
if
like
they can,
know the
if
right
they can
things
mentally
to
make
say,
you
and
go
be
there.
Like, oh my God, what are you?
If they can mentally make you, man.
she's had a lot of practice.
Oh, Lord.
it
And
makes-
there's a new movie out now with Taraji Henson. That's a remake of
Taraji
What
Henson.
a man wants or something.
What a Man Wants, and then like it was
From
a
the
makeup.
Mel Gibson movie.
Mel Gibson was a makeup, and she can hear. Now, who would you love to have that PDO to be able to actually hear what a woman's inner
Y'all
thoughts?
be so tired.
Absolutely.
Y'all head will hurt.
Hell yeah! I think our head would explode day one.
I
So
live with,
many
I
thoughts.
live, I live with that. I don't have to question anything she says because
Bless
she
your
says
heart.
everything she feels.
Bless your
Right,
heart.
So I don't have to know what I don't have to.
No,
read
you
her
think?
mind.
You think? I'm sure she
No,
keep her
She
mind.
gives a little bit more, and I'm scared of that part. But for the most
Sound
part,
good.
like not
In her head,
of
she
what
be like,
feels.
No, I get it.
I hear
I
it.
will kill you.
I get it.
There's no mystery with me.
There's
I
no
say
mystery.
what
No
I
mystery.
mean, and I mean what I say.
But wouldn't that be the best thing to know?
Hell no.
To be able to hear somebody's inner thoughts.
I think
A
men,
woman's
I
inner
think
thought.
women would like it.
Men, we need it, right? But we only need it like around birthday, Christmas,
what this bitch
no,
want? What
that-
this
you
bitch
need it
want?
all
or
because-
she got her hair cut, or
He
or,
better know
or
that.
she shaved.
No, Dave. You mean we need it the moment after we give them a gift, but after that, we don't want to hear it because the male ego is very
it would be-
fragile.
no, it would be
And when
good.
they- and when
Y'all
they
don't
got the
want to
same
hear
thing-
what we think all
No,
day.
it would be
You
good.
can't handle the truth.
No, it would be great
can't.
to hear like she'd be like, I wish she would go deeper. Then you would go deeper, and then oh my God, I wish she would.
No.
I wish
Wish
she
he
would
would rub
kiss
it a
on this
little bit
nibble,
while
and
he
they'd be
do
like,
that.
they'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
No,
Oh, I wish she would do that. You know what I'm saying?
So
I
all
was
the
like, that
other
would be
thousands
amazeballs.
of thoughts that goes through our head every day.
but
when we're
it
not
won't be
thinking
that.
about
It'd be
sex.
like I wish he could go deeper, but he can't.
But what if
You
we
don't wanna
do?
hear that shit.
No, but he can't. But what if
You'll
we
be
do,
done.
then
You would never recover. You would never recover.
Bitch, get up.
So it's not good for a man to know a woman's thoughts. So it's not.
we ain't gonna work.
or vice versa.
We're
We
not
ain't
equal-
seeing
we're
eye to eye.
we're not equally
But
yoked.
you know what? But this is the thing though. It's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt, right?
Yeah.
Because if we were hearing women, that would mess us up with our ego. But so would theirs. Women have one too. If they heard some of the stuff that we thought,
Like, bro, he
They'd be
really
crushed.
doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, baby, you think my butt look big in these pants, and you your head? No,
Hey,
baby, you look cute
be
with
like-
your hair. You be
They
like,
John
what
John
the fuck
flat,
is
but
wrong? Is
yeah,
she blind?
baby.
This bitch is crazy. That
As soon
bitch
as
is
I
like-
get out of here
I
with
mean,
her,
every time
man, I'm
she
about to
heard-
go smash my other joint.
exactly.
I mean, did she
All-
don't hear that big
all
beep
the-
beep
all the-
beep
all
as
the
she back
fears
up?
of
Left eye mode.
Yeah,
Back.
she dry.
Oh, this shit is dry. You like this?
All
Oh,
this friction.
I gotta spit on this again.
All this friction. Yeah, see.
I gotta go down that motherfucker again.
Oh
Damn.
God.
this,
I hope she don't got no older. They be like, yo.
Oh, she do. Oh God, but I love her though. I'm gonna go ahead and spank her.
You can't
Nah,
love her.
dog.
Did this bitch know she gained
I'm gonna
15
use my
pounds?
chin.
She heavy.
I'm gonna use my chin.
They wouldn't recover either.
She try to act like she ain't. I can't see that extra 15 around the neck. But we gonna play.
So
She
listen.
done took that body shaper
So listen.
off.
So
Lord.
one of my new passions is short films, right?
Oh.
I had an idea for the short film, and just to give y'all real quick, one of the short films I wanted to do was I wanted to make up
About
this,
an orgy?
No, I want to make up this about this college black kid, right?
Right.
And he kind of like reminds me of him, right?
Uh-oh. Producer stuff.
And look,
He over there
he invents
with the
he
boo.
invents this machine, right?
Right.
Hey, boo.
That it's a comedy. He invents this machine that lets people hear what your friends, everybody who's connected to you, really think about you. But you had to pay. You had to pay for the bill to do it. And I don't know if I was gonna make him pay. You had to pay with weed or something like that. But something crazy he wanted, right? But if you paid him, he could let you for like one day. You could hear like what your
everybody
mother
really
really
think of
thought,
you.
what your father really thought, your friends.
Not a good idea.
And so it's supposed to be a comedy, though. You know what I'm saying? Because
That'd be hot.
how freaked out it was. And now, but this is the thing. It was
That's a horror movie.
The other twist to it was that in order for you to hear what people think about you, you had to give permission for people to hear what you really thought about them. So people were hearing the truth, right? So it's like two friends could actually hear each other's truth.
No.
Like two good
So
friends.
who's getting paid
No.
at the end?
Huh?
Who's getting paid at the
No
end?
one benefits.
Well, the
from
college kid was getting paid. He invented the machine.
Wow. I hope nobody steal your idea. That sounds
No one benefits at the end.
That's a good comedy,
I
right?
think it's gonna be
No.
hilarious.
Because the stuff that people hearing the way they acting, you know what I'm saying?
That's a horror movie.
Yeah. You
Ain't nobody laughing at that shit.
No, it's nothing like to walk
This
in a
is all
room.
bad.
It's nothing like to walk in a room and to hear people talking about you.
Here
Like you
she
out there
come
before you
again.
come in, and no, like they
Look
don't know
at this
that you.
nigga with them tight
No,
ass
that's
jeans
what
on.
No, I'm just saying your back is turned. Their back is turned. They talk that, and you think they're your friend.
Right.
And they be like, "You, but that motherfucker thinking
Right.
blah blah blah."
Exactly.
And all of a sudden you
She ain't
behind
so-
them,
she
and
did
then
not
somebody
secure
in
her
front like,
lace
"Dude,
wig."
you right behind.
Exactly.
Because
This
unfortunately,
nigga-
I have the worst. That always happened to me. I'm like always talking about somebody really badly,
And they're right
like
there.
right behind me. I'll be like, oh, well,
Psych.
psych. I do that all
No,
the
because you
time.
actually
So what
do
was
that
that
shit.
lesson
I
you
do it
should
a
have
lot.
learned?
No, he hasn't learned the lesson.
I do
He's
that
been doing
so,
it for
I've been- I
like
got
at least
caught
25
so
years.
much. I didn't mess
Have
up.
you lost friends as a result?
I didn't broke up. I started divorces by accident. I didn't did. It's because I don't
Mental
know.
note.
This mouth is terrible sometimes.
All right. So I'm gonna get to my topic.
Oh my bad. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying. I was just throw the topic at y'all.
Oh, he says what she said. Did you want to go break or go straight into it?
He's going to his topic.
We go straight to it because we go straight into it. You know, here's the question I want to start this topic off with because I'm talking about how to have successful relationships. Right? It seems pretty plain Jane, but people are challenged to have a successful relationship. So here's the question:
You need that machine.
the first,
That's gonna ruin everything.
the first question is this: why do we actually think we are capable of having a successful relationship? Like, what makes you think you're able to have a successful relationship?
Because you're able to be successful at everything
Hope.
else you do.
Most people are not successful at everything else that they do.
Well, in their minds, because they set their bar low.
Oh, well, that's key in your mind. So, what makes you think you're capable of having a good
Because
relationship?
his mind told him so. That's what he said.
well,
My mind
well,
told
well,
him.
this is kind of my point to the. Go ahead, Tito. What you gonna
Yeah,
say?
I'll say you. It's like everything in life. You don't know, but you wish and you hope that you will have a successful relationship.
Right.
You do what it takes to have one.
So-
but nothing's guaranteed.
So let me say this. All right. So that now nothing guarantees a good out. That's a good lawyer out right there. Like it's like that's a way of escape.
What I mean by that
don't
is,
search my car.
Exactly.
what I mean by that is
The audacity
it's
of
not
hope.
guaranteed and it takes work to keep it. And if it's not,
Yeah,
if
but
you-
hold
if
on, before you go
don't
there, I
work
want
at
to
it-
deal with what you said just now
Go ahead.
because I think it's important. I think it's important that a lot of people do believe. You said it's kind of like everything else. You don't really know. You just you have no guarantees, and you can just kind of try it, which is kind of my point, right? Like the most experience that most of us have is maybe being friends with someone.
Right.
We don't really have any experience at really being intimately connected and living with somebody other than our parents. Feel me?
And that don't
our
work out
siblings.
normally.
And that don't always work out.
You're not talking to this age group.
But no, but what I'm saying, but
Some of us got grandkids.
yeah. Well, no doubt. But the
Two of the five.
so the idea is this, if the only relationships that you've really had were kind of from your family and parents, but you've never really had any experience at all being in an intimate love relationship, I wonder why we kind of jump at it and feel confident to try it when we have really no experience, no real information, and it's all kind of wishful thinking.
Well, I think
Because
I
we
think
feel like we found that match that maybe our parents
Well,
or
no,
grandparents.
I think
and
it's
things like that.
In my opinion, I think it's because it's just the norm. This is what you
Yeah,
think's
it's
supposed to
society.
happen.
It's what the Bible says to do. It's just, a man. It's a good thing to find a woman. So they.
So
project these ideals.
So what did
here's
it
the
base
question.
it off of?
So here's the question.
Okay, so I think I get what you're getting at because at a basic, if we didn't have these influences like church or society or anything else,
Culture and stuff, yeah.
what would we do? Would we act like dogs and just not be monogamous? Would we be polygamous?
We fucking everybody.
Well, I wouldn't say that we would necessarily be doing that, but I would want to ask the question.
It
So
depends if you
is
were
all
told
of the
to.
faith for the success of the relationship, is all of it tied up into just that it's going to be a perfect match and that God's going to bless it? Are those
Faith.
the only two
No.
those I'm betting
It's
on?
called faith. Mustard
Are those
seed.
two things I'm betting on?
Mustard
No, I'm
seed.
not
I mean,
that
I
God's
think-
going to give me a perfect match and He's going to somehow bless it.
Mustard
I'm pretty
seed
sure.
faith.
Basically, that's exactly
That
what most
much
people
faith.
are saying that is their successful relationship.
No, for me, it's God.
mustard seed
For me, it's God's the giving woman who will tolerate me, and I will love her for the rest of her life.
Okay. No, which is
Hey,
it's not perfect.
toleration.
It's not perfect.
Hey.
Now, what
No,
I'm
but
saying,
it's perfect for you.
No, but also what I believe is that Tito,
Yeah,
like a lot
you
of people
guys-
in relationships, and like you guys, a lot of people in
And
relationships.
she likes helping people.
Yeah, listen. We can take a lot of different things and employ principles, right?
Right.
That somebody gave us, or that we pulled out of other people's experiences, right?
Yeah.
We can employ those principles and experiences in our life, right? But we still don't have any real,
Reason.
instruction or training or information to really believe that we could really be successful at relationships. And so what I'm really getting at is that I feel like
Where are you going with
I feel like a lot of the problems that people suffer in their relationships is because they don't know how to be in a mutually sacrificial relationship with another person.
Modeling.
I think that
'Cause
when
that damn line.
I
Modeling
think
is important.
I think when we get into the relationship, because the only relationship we know is our parental relationship.
Right.
Some of us don't have sisters and brothers, but
Right.
you have a parent, right?
Right.
And the parent really gives you an unfair,
grandparent.
a skewed view of a relationship. Because,
What happens when they don't have
because
those
because a parent
example?
lets you get away with murder,
Right.
make a mess and they clean it up, support you with nothing, looking for nothing in return but respect. So a parent gives you all this leeway, and you kind of can take advantage of the parent
And,
and
they
not
give
have
it to
to
you
give
for 18
anything.
years at least.
Yeah. They put up with you and let
Even
you.
after it.
They let you make all your mistakes,
Right.
and they don't hurt you with it. So that's the relationship you have. So when you get in a relationship with another person, what do? I think
Model
that
that
we want them to be the
behavior
same
that you
way.
think
Yeah, that's
they're
what I
supposed to
said.
be.
I
That's
think-
what I
You
said.
think they supposed to love you
I think we
unconditionally,
default
but
to
And that's
that.
why a lot of men think of women as mommies and mamas.
And girls think of
and
men as the father.
as
poppies.
daddies.
That's because
Daddy,
they ain't had
hey,
no daddy. Thank God I had a father.
Well, I never looked at it that
So-
way. Wow.
I think that we subconsciously default to those practices. So when a person is in a relationship and they're selfish, and they can't even see that they're selfish, right? You be like, why can't they even see that if I put in this, if I took care of this, why don't you turn around and try to do X? Like you just keep taking, and never really contributing to the relationship on the same level. Even if it's not the same thing, it could be on the same level of sacrifice, right? Because they're in a relationship and they're figuring, if you love me, this is what you're going to do. You're going to keep doing everything you can
The
do.
thing about it is, everybody always feels that whatever you're doing, that they're going to reciprocate it.
Yeah.
And
Wrong.
see, but that's not always the case.
Well, no, this is true.
You know,
Because
so,
like I said, sometimes there's different things we bring to the table.
yeah, because we can't always, as men, I would say a lot of times we can't reciprocate the emotional aspect of the relationship.
True.
The way
True.
a woman
the
does.
nurturing we can't do. Exactly.
No, we can't do that.
But again, it's about mutual sacrifice, right? So even if it's not the
Sacrifice
same
and
thing,
understanding.
that's why most people say that
It's
you
you-
complete me, because I could do all these things. I could do this, this, and this, and this, but I need you to.
but you got to give
have
equal
this.
value in the sacrifice, right?
That is true.
Equal value and so it can't just be what you want to give or what you're comfortable giving, right?
Right.
No, you have to give 100% of what you have to
But now,
actually.
okay, so from this point where we are now, let's shift it, right? Because think about how many relationships break up, and when we investigate our friends or our family and we find out what happened, right? They start running off these issues these problems that they have with another person. And think about it. Don't most people break up with somebody because they feel like they're not getting what they deserve or what they like?
That's true.
It's not always. It's not. Most
But
times
I think that's a selfish mentality.
I found that most of the breakups because I got caught.
No.
in your line
That's
of work,
only-
it might be right.
That's only 50%.
Jokes.
But you know what I'm saying? Most
I've
people,
never got
because
caught.
they're complaining about what they
I know
didn't
that
get,
was clearly
what
all
they
my
feel like they
breakups.
deserve,
Because I felt that, I
and
didn't
it's
get
all
what I
it's all
deserved.
selfish, right? It's all selfish, and it's not.
And getting not getting caught or getting caught, that's feeling like you deserve,
To keep going.
Nobody
No,
told you to
no.
come home early. You know what I'm saying?
No, that means you feel like you deserve a monogamous
For you to
relationship,
say to work
but
when
you
you
never
say you
said
coming to
you
work.
was going to be monogamous.
But you know
well,
what?
well, it's not even just that.
But I'm just saying
I've
that's
said
the
it.
aspect of it.
But you know, Pastor, you're gonna get mad at me when I say this. You probably won't. But we got okay. But I think it's so great in a relationship, and so trusting with somebody who can be can be married, but still don't mind that their other person can mess with other people if they wanted to every now and then.
An open relationship.
Open relationship. I think that's like the best, like most trusting relationship you can have, and
Well,
it's
you
just
know what?
beautiful,
I
like-
think
It takes a lot of trust to be like that.
But it also has to have a conversation. It has to be a conversation.
Well, let me tell you this. It's not as deep as it feels to us. It feels to us because we're conditioned not to do that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're conditioned that it's wrong.
Nah,
right?
we actually, we are conditioned.
Society
naturally,
makes us conditioned.
Culturally, we're conditioned, right, to not do that. So for us to participate in an open relationship, we gotta have a lot of conversations and build up a lot of and taking a lot of stuff in. But
I think it starts with you
weren't-
yourself, and you gotta have the mentality that you trust this person.
Well, it's not. It was not just that easy because I'm saying because of how we condition, right? I think.
No, I'm not saying, but you have to be at peace with yourself for you to even come to that point.
Well, yeah.
Because if you know that.
What kind of peace does a person have?
Well, my thing is, if you know that
It's
you and
okay
your
if
wife,
sleep
you
with
and your
someone else
wife,
every
or
now
you and
and
your
then.
husband, or whoever you dating, done everything sexually that you could do, but you just
Is it a sexual thing when people want to do that?
Well, I think that in an open relationship, only
could
time
be
it comes out
emotional.
because
So,
it's sex. You just
so
don't.
to her question, what kind of peace would allow you to do that, right? Approach that, right? This is the thing. I think the kind of peace, the only kind of peace that would do it is if our society was to shift from a possession type.
Come on.
See, we see relationships as
Come on.
possessions. Like,
Come on.
I feel like a relationship should be you're my wife, right? I'm your husband, but I'm still an individual. And your wife should be allowed to still be an individual. It can't be.
That's because the
she's
Bible
mine.
and church preaches to us that two become one. And when y'all do that, well, not you, because I don't know if you do that per se. When
Of
the
course.
church and society does that, it creates a mentality that people saying one.
Well, I get
We're
it.
one.
So let's break that down a little deeper, right? So the two shall become one. Now, listen, that we can agree that's talking about unity, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't.
And that's talking. So unity is not unison. It's more harmony, right?
So two ain't one,
No, two can be unified.
but two can't be one.
Is this algebra?
Two, yeah.
It's the Bible.
So what you're saying? Yeah,
Get
two can't be
into
one.
it.
No, two are not necessarily the same. They don't become the same.
So one doesn't.
They don't
mean the
become a
same.
twin.
What does it mean the same? Exactly.
And that's what people literally take that.
Exactly. Instead of looking at it as a harmony, right? Harmony is when we work together. Like harmony, you sing together, the harmony blends.
You blend together.
So it's differences that are blending and working together and flowing together versus we are mimicking the exact same thing. Because if my wife is allergic to fruit, right? If your wife is allergic to fruit and you're allergic to starches or something like that, it doesn't matter that y'all married and y'all on one accord. That's not going to stop you from being allergic to what you're allergic to and her being allergic to what she's allergic to.
Stop her from cheating, though. She put some
No,
starch
we're
in it.
one now, so my allergy is gone.
See, exactly. See,
Need some Benadryl by your
but
side.
think about it. It's people who literally can't eat fruit and give their husband a blowjob
Ooh.
because he's allergic to fruit. Fruit touches his body, he's going to break out like
wow.
a massive attack. So again. So the idea of two becoming
Successful,
one
yeah.
is about unity, two coming together. Same thing, we're unified
Unity
with
does
God.
not mean one.
So basically, before we close,
It means to unite.
It doesn't mean same.
So basically,
Doesn't mean same.
It means harmony.
People who start doing that, it's two becomes one now. You need to relook at what one looks like because
more harmony,
one
right.
doesn't mean
Unity.
singularly; it means unity.
yes.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
basically, what you're saying to your topic of how do we determine how do you think that's a successful relationship?
So no, she was making a great point
Right.
because majority of us take that verse of scripture and how it's being preached to the masses, right?
And that's what makes you think
that's
you
what
can
gives us this possession mentality. And I guess my what I'm saying is that creates a problem because when you possess a person, yes, that's your wife, but you can't possess them so much to where they stop being an individual, and vice versa. It feels like it's the right thing to do because the way we talk about it in culture, but it's really unhealthy at its core, like at the root of it. And it's the reason why a lot of relationships go to therapists and talk about this. I feel like we just need time apart.
Yeah.
I need spacing
Or just,
because
like,
sometimes
real
relationships need the right
communication.
space to operate correctly. Right?
Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Pastor, tell everybody where they can find that book and the
If y'all won't give me
website.
no more time, I ain't telling y'all. No, I am DarrellOwens.com.
Reclaim your time, Pastor.
If you
Reclaim
need
your
some
time.
one-on-one counseling,
Where did we
some
mess up?
groups,
I gave
some
you like 40
marriage
minutes. What
counseling,
happened?
What,
I don't know
40
why did we
minutes?
stop?
Maybe 20.
No, you give him like 4 minutes.
Like 4
No,
minutes,
we did
right?
good. But it was a
You
great
better hit
topic,
Pastor
yo.
up.
We had a great show, yo. Thanks, everybody. We had a good time. Y'all had a good
Salute.
time today?
Oh,
Salute.
We got 5 minutes
cranberry-
left, so
No, he told me we only had 5. He cutting us off at 5.
No, he's
being
not.
real.
The show's
He's not.
Oh, she bullied them. Oh, you let her bully you? You said the head of your table allowed that
It's
woman to speak to
fine.
you like that? Sorry.
It's fine.
I was
He's
joking.
not tripping. It's
55.
fine.
No, we're gonna follow the rules. though.
J16. it's
Anyway.
fine.
Hey, so hold on, Angela. What's your name again? DZ. Okay, DZ had a
nuts.
birthday, right?
I thought he was gonna say that.
Huh?
DZ nuts.
DZ had a birthday. Ron had a
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
on the
Okay.
10th,
Happy
man.
birthday,
Y'all
y'all
both got the
Capricorns.
birthdays.
When was
5
your
days ago,
birthday
man.
again?
The 10th.
Oh, that's my
Happy
little brother's
birthday. Happy
birthday,
birthday.
too.
That's my son's birthday too.
Oh, yeah, it's my little,
Yeah,
little
man.
DJ. The Capricorns is united. Yo.
Yeah, my baby girls had a birthday too.
Oh, how
this,
old?
this month.
What was her birthday?
Y'all some hoes.
It's coming in 4 days.
MLK
Like Saturday,
was a hoe too,
Shakira will be
right?
26.
You're not gonna
He's a
talk-
Capricorn.
Y'all not gonna talk about MLK
R.
like
Kelly
that.
was a Capricorn.
Okay.
Kelly's a Cap-
Yep.
Don't group
January
them.
8th.
Don't
Y'all
group
stop
them.
calling MLK a hoe when the real hoe was Rosa Parks. Everybody know it. But anyway, we gotta go. I'm joking.
Well, she was an AKA, so it's fine. It's fine.
Everybody know she was asleep on that damn bus. And
Because she had been hoeing all night.
No, but
Yeah,
she
no.
was plotted to be on the bus. She was specifically put on the bus for the purpose of doing what she did.
2 years
Somebody
prior,
did.
It was
a
a plan.
dark-skinned girl that was pregnant had the same issue, but they didn't
They
like
didn't
her
want
because
her.
she didn't look
She
good
a
for
little
the
darky.
movement.
Little dark.
So,
Yeah, a little dark.
hey, y'all, hey.
So they said Rosa Park, me too.
Yeah, she looked better. She looked
They
better
had it.
for it.
KRS-One wasn't available then. But anyway, we see y'all next week. Salud.
Girl in the color she choose, a club going up.